Okay. Jure Stekar, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
A big hello to everybody in the United States.
Perfect, perfect. So this is a Bon Vivant Imports virtual visit with Vina Stekar in Slovenia, in the Goriska Brda. And this is Jure Stekar. And Jure is a good buddy of mine. And it's always fun to catch up and hang out and talk. And so, Jure, you're in the middle of harvest now. You've began harvest 2020.
Yes, it's true. I think harvest will be till of the end of September this year. We will finish. I hope so, because it's a really busy time.
Yeah, I bet. Well, thanks for making some time for this today, because the whole idea today is to really talk about you and your history, and then also the cellar and where you're located, the land, how you farm, and then we'll taste through your awesome range of wine. And then anybody who's watching, please reach out to me, because I'd love to get samples in your hands of anything that sounds good to you. We're doing things different this year. So I want you to be able to taste the wines of Stekar, but virtually, I guess. So first of all, just for frame of reference, Jure, I have some maps. I want to show where you're located. And so let me pull this up. So this is basically Slovenia and Slovenian wine regions. We have Italy over here. Yeah, Austria up above. And so Jure, you're over here in Goriska Brda.
Yeah, just this little piece of the land.
Tiny little piece of land. And here's kind of a general, so everyone can note exactly where that's located. But I found this cool map that also shows the history of the area, because if everyone knows, you know, Slovenia, where Jure is he's right butted up against the Italian border. And long ago, after World War I, basically before, you know, this was the pre-World War I border. And so, right, and the yellow region, or the green, I'm sorry, is called Collio, and that's in Italy now. And number 6 is where Goriska Brda is. So this whole region used to be one, and now it's split by the border. Is that accurate?
Yes, this is correct. But also today, the border, we don't have the borders here in Union European. This region, Collio or Goriska Brda, is the one region, but in Italian language is Collio, in Slovenian language is Goriska Brda.
So it's pretty much, it's the same region. It's just there's the Italian side and the Slovenian side.
Yeah,
cool. So we're right on the border. You're very close to Italy, right?
All right.
How far?
Just 1 mile. One mile.
So really tiny distance.
Yes.
Right along that border. And I found this interesting because I want to show the topography of Slovenia. You know, you're right here in this zone, and north of you are some intense mountains, and then just south of you is the water.
Yes, this is right. Northern of my home, we have Alps, and southern we have Adriatic Sea. And for this, we have very good condition regarding the weather for any kind of fruits, not only the grapes, also cherries, albicocks, everything.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because of how what is the climate there? How does the climate work?
The climate during the summer is very hot, but this is important here in this position because during the night comes cold air from the Alps.
From the Alps.
For this, during the night, plants sleeping need a rest. No.
Yeah.
During the winter, we don't have here snow or really frozen days or night. I don't remember when, I think 10 years ago was the really frozen winter. No.
Okay.
Now, last 10 years, everything is changing, and more and more hotter. It's also during the winter.
Right. Interesting. So that cold air at nighttime is really important, especially as the climate.
Look, everybody needs, also the persons need to go to sleep during the night. You can't working 24 hours per day.
It's true. It's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I never knew this until I went to Jure's home for the very first time. But if you have a bucket list of places to visit across the world for wine regions, Goriska Brda is a must-see. It's a must-visit region. It is so beautiful. This is actually looking up from kind of down in the vineyards. This is your home, yes?
Yes. Right.
And when you look the other direction, I mean, the mountains, the valleys, it is so stunning. It is the most beautiful area, and you have such a gorgeous property there that I love to visit. It's really, really cool. So
yes, we have a lot of these little hills, no?
yeah.
Goriska Brda, if I translate it, Goriska, it means region near Gorica, Gorizia, Nova Gorica, no?
Okay.
Brda means little hills.
Little hills. So, okay, it's the little hills by Gorizia.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And so tell me the history of Stekar. How did Stekar begin, and how did you start? And yeah, what's that all about?
Look, in our house, which is really, really old, we just renovated a few years ago. We have some documents that Stekar started in this house from 1771.
1771. Wow.
Yes. But when we start to renovate the house, we find a coin from 3 years before.
No way.
1771. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. For this, we don't know exactly now, but we have the documents from 1771.
Cool.
My great grandfather Emilio starts to plant the vineyards here. He was the first. Then my grandfather continuing, my father. Now I'm the fourth generation. Yes, and before we start to be a private wine producer,
okay,
in 1987, we were in cooperative, big wine cellar. We just bring the grapes, and that was enough for us for that time, no?
Okay.
But then my father decided to be private. And then was the history that we had only the wine, bulk wine, open wine, no?
Gotcha.
And then slowly we started to fill the bottles, just 1,000, 5,000 per year.
Okay.
10, 12, 13 years ago, I think we were the first here in this region who received the certificate of organic production of the grapes.
No way.
Now of that time, 13 years till today, we have just wine in the bottles.
Perfect.
And today we produce around 50,000 bottles per year.
Okay. And so 13 years ago, is that when you started to get involved, or when did you start?
Right. In that time, I worked for another company. When I finished the school, next day I received this opportunity to work with this company. And also this company, that was very funny, because this company worked with empty bottles for wineries, for beer, for anything what is in the glass. And I was there for 3 years.
Okay.
And I received a lot of good contacts, experience, everything good. And then I decided to stay at home. But also in that time when I worked for this company, I helped my father in the wine cellar. No.
Right. So it was already something you were starting to enjoy before you came back and kind of took over the reins.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
very cool.
Now I'm focused just in the wine.
Just in the wine, right?
Yeah.
And your mother, she kind of has always run the Agriturismo, because you've had guests stay at this beautiful house that, you know, that we were showing earlier for a long
Yes.
time, right?
Yes, we started also in the 1987, the Agriturismo.
Okay.
Was the same time, private wine producing and starting to do Agriturismo. Today we have 7 rooms, but I think for the next year, for the next season, we will have also ready glamping with 4 houses for 4 persons.
So 4 people can stay in one of those little glamping.
Yes, for a family, you know, for a family.
So cool. And that's right on the edge of the vineyards overlooking.
Yeah.
Cool.
You will have a nice view. The bed will be just in front on the balcony. When you will wake up in the morning, you will just see the view.
I love it. You have so many projects going too, because you're always working on new vineyards, and it's really, really special. So you've worked with your mom and your dad for a long time, and there's a 5th generation as well, right?
It's my son Filip. Yes.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Yes, he also helped me a lot in the vineyard, in the cellar. I just need that some more years that he starts to go around the world to help me sell the wines.
Because look at that face. He can sell wine. I know it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So okay, now we kind of saw where you're located and talked about the climate, but what is the elevation where you're located? Because you're up in the hills for sure.
190 meters.
190 meters. Okay.
Yeah.
And then from there it goes down to the sea and up to the Alps. So it's
by air, the sea is around 20-25 kilometers
away. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And the soil of your area, what is it? All the same in Goriska Brda?
Yes, it's the same soil. We call the soil flesh.
Flesh. Okay.
Flesh, yes, or also in Italian ponca.
Ponca.
But its structure is sandstone.
Okay.
And marl.
In marl. Okay, so sandstone, marl is called cliche?
Flesh. Philadelphia.
Okay, flesh, like Philadelphia. Perfect.
Yeah.
And is that the same soils are all in the hills of Goriska Brda, or do they change from hill to hill, or pretty similar?
It's pretty similar.
Cool.
Here the soil is similar, but the difference is microclimate.
In between the different hills.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
You have I don't know, my neighbor and I have the same variety Rebula, but just and around the corner the microclimate is totally changing.
Wow, crazy. And do you find different parts of your land is better for the different grapes? Because you grow 7 grapes?
Yeah, for now, yes, 7. 7 grapes. Yes.
7 grapes.
Oh, yes, but it's the difference is very, very minimal. Just depends of quantity of the sandstone, of the quantity of the marl. Okay. Just this, but the total is this type of soil.
That type of soil. Cool. And you mentioned that you've been certified organic for a long time. Tell me about your farming philosophy in general and what you want to do in the vines so that you can accomplish what you do in the cellar.
Look, we decided this because if you put these chemicals on the plants, that things remain in the wine and then you drink it.
Right.
I love to be healthy and to be alive for a long time, no?
Yeah.
So this we decide also for the next generation. If you put herbicide, no, you destroy the structure of the soil with this, no?
Totally.
Yeah. For this we put just natural things in the vineyard. That means sulfites is allowed.
Okay.
Also microorganisms, preparate of some vegetables from the sea, just natural things.
Cool.
In the wine cellar, we don't use any yeast because when you have healthy grapes from the vineyard, you don't need any chemicals in the wine cellar.
I love it.
Also, my wines, if the vintage is good, it's normal, not like 2014. We don't add any minimal quantity of the sulfite.
Okay, perfect. And so when do you use sulfites in the process? Just at bottling, or do you use?
No. If I use it, I use on the grapes. Yes.
Okay.
Because you just need to see if the grapes is in the good condition.
Cool.
You don't need to repair anything, to conserve anything.
Yeah.
Because everything is in the grapes. What you need, everything.
Cool. Do you use copper in the vineyards at all, or?
Yes, this is also allowed, but just for 6 time.
Okay.
We have several control here every year. They coming and bring some grapes, some leaves, or they also bring some bottles of wine and do the analysis, what is inside.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And I have some pictures of the cellar, and you're working on a new cellar now, right?
No, we just extend this our cellar because we had the half in the cellar. We have the stock, no?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, this is old picture. What I said, I will send you some new.
Send me some new pictures too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is very old.
This one's really old.
Yeah.
Cool.
And now we transferred the old full bottles to the other house, and we just yesterday we received the new barrels, a lot of new barrels of 500 liters of the 200 liters, and I'm working on something new for the future, but it's
hush hush at this point. Okay. I'm excited about whatever that is. And in the cellar itself, you use so the grapes come in, and tell me about the process, because we have 4 skin ferment white wines, and then we have 3 red wines. In general, what is the process of grapes come in? Do you ferment in stainless steel or in oak? What does that whole process look like?
Look, I will tell you what can I do this year. All the fermentation and the maturation will be done in steel tanks.
Okay.
Yes, without any control of temperature.
Okay.
When grapes come in the wine cellar, we just put just grapes in the steel tanks.
Okay.
And just leave. Now depend on the variety, how many days
with the skin.
or month.
Okay.
Yes, or months also. How many days to skin this, and then everything after that put on the press, then return in a steel tank for 1 or 2 days.
Okay.
The fermentation is still working,
going.
no?
Yeah.
I just need the all big sediments falling down.
Okay.
And then everything go on the wooden bars. Now depend of the variety, what kind of wood, which size of wood, wooden barrels.
Okay.
This is all my philosophy.
Yeah. And do you have new wooden barrels, or are they all old?
This year will be something new.
Really?
Yeah.
So some of the oak barrels will be new starting this year.
We put a lot of old barrels out. I buy some new old barrels.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but that this is old, like 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years.
Cool.
Also, I buy some new barrels.
Okay.
You will see in the future.
All right. And so that's for 2020, kind of the plan. did all of these see stainless steel for fermentation as well, or?
For this vintage 2020, yes, it will be.
It will be. And what about for the 2018 and the 2019?
Well, in 2019, if we're looking on last vintage, I think was only one or two of this wine will be done in steel tanks.
Okay.
But for like what I received, the results, it's me the best idea for doing this. Only one wine, it's called Filip, like my son, Filip White. The skin contact and fermentation, it's done everything in old used barrels.
Old used barrels. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And that's Rebula that stays on the skins for a couple months.
Yes. 2017, 18. Yes, was for 6 months.
Okay.
And now I just staying on 2 months. Why?
2 months.
Why? Because 1 month is fermentation.
Okay.
Second month, another month is malolactic process.
Okay. Okay.
And then you don't need the wine staying on the skin contacts. You don't receive anything.
You don't get anything.
Okay. This is the story of one of the best wine producer here in this region, and he learned me this opinion, and this is true. It's like I never seen a girl. The pregnancy is more than 9 months. No.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Understand me?
Yeah.
This is the philosophy. No, you don't need to leave the baby 15 months inside. 9 months. This is the nature. It's enough.
Yeah. And with the grapes, 2 months is all it needs.
Yes. Cool. Yes. And I have a 2019 Filip White in the barrels. It's really, really soft and fantastic wine.
Cool. And actually, so everyone knows, we do have small amounts of Filip right now, but very small. But let me know if it's of interest to you. And then also, because we can always get more. It's a really cool wine. It's a higher end wine price wise, but definitely worth checking out. And what else do you do? Oh, you do a sparkling Rebula, actually, again. So your sparkling Rebula, which I don't have here to taste today, but we do have small amounts as well. But it's also really cool, and it's worth just kind of talking about. Here's a little picture that I found. Yeah. This is the Emma. And who is Emma?
Emma was my father's aunt.
Your father's aunt. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Never married, no kids, nothing. she was really, really funny. I remember her, and we just looked for find a new name for the label. And when we renovated this house, we find one of the first picture in the world when she was 18 years old. We still have this picture. Yeah, it's a big, like a half meter per half meter. No,
okay. Really,
it's a big picture. And for this, we put her name on the label.
Of Emma. And yeah. I found a fun little video you might remember of you.
Oh my God!
This was a crazy night. But this was some Emma. You don't need a saber.
Nope.
Perfect.
Yes, that was crazy night.
Oh, that's awesome. That was a crazy night. But so if you're interested in sparkling from Jure as well, let me know, because it's really, really cool. But
look, we now started to sell with the sediment sparkling.
Oh, like a Profondo style or a pet net.
Pet net.
Yeah.
Pet net, yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's very, very, very good, really.
Is it all Rebula as well?
Yeah.
Because, actually that starts our conversation. Let's start drinking. And Rebula, this is a very important grape to you. Tell me why Rebula is so special.
You can find Rebula only in this region, no? It's we called her our queen. Yes, this is maturation, 14 days. With this variety, you can do really everything. You can produce it like a fresh wine. You can produce it with skin contact, long, short, depend of you. You can put in every kind of cuvee of blend wine, white wines.
Okay.
You can also produce sparkling wine.
Right.
And you can also produce sweet wine with this.
It's like the everything grape.
Yeah, yeah. But it's very, very, very good grape. I prefer and on that way what you have in the glass.
This is your favorite is in still form. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the acidity is really nice. Is that why it's so good for sparkling?
Yes, but for sparkling you need to pick it more before than for the normal wine. No, you need more acidity and low alcohol.
Okay, here's gonna just because we have enough wines, I'm gonna somewhat taste through these skin ferments. But here's my my pitch about Stekar skin ferments. These wines are dynamite. They're electric. They're super alive. They're super fresh. But they also have so much cool texture. For me, as you saw in the glass, that color is not so crazy dark. We get into beautiful, like when we get to the Sivi Pinot, it has some really, darker tone. But if you're considering kind of bringing orange wine into your program at your restaurant or at your wine shop, I feel like the Stekar wines, Jure's wines, are absolute perfect wines to give people a sense of what orange wine is all about and what skin fermentation is all about without being so crazy and wild that it's scary. Because sometimes we all know that if you pour a glass of Grauner that's been in barrel for years and years and years, and it's dark and it's really intense, a lot of us wine geeks love it, but then there's a lot of normal consumers that it's a little too strange. I feel like the skin ferment wines of Stekar are really wonderful ways to introduce people to orange wine and skin ferments, because this is 14 days on the skins, and the first 3 are all 14 days, right?
No, Emilio and Malvasija just 7 days.
Are just 7 days. Okay, so Rebula 14 days, the Malvasija 7 days, and the Emilio 7 days, and then the Sivi Pinot 30 days, right?
Yes.
So
right.
with this, you get so much balance and so much beauty. I mean, the Rebula's acidity is bright, it's fresh, but I get texture, I get some tannin. When you're making your skin ferments, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what do you want? Something that's, what do you want?
Look, it's all about your philosophy and your feeling with producing the wine. We do these beautiful things in the bottle. Be sure that I tried a lot of time, a lot of harvesting to receive this quality inside, no? But now this wine is very good. It's very good. But I have in my head that we can increase the quality more. And we are working on this.
Because of the grapes, or in the cellar, like what, or a combination?
Well, look, the grapes is perfect because it's clear of any kind of chemicals. This is very important. Now in the wine cellar is all about depending how long you live on the skin contact. And the end, the important thing is a barrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finding how to get all of that.
Look, about the berries is important. The type of wood of its acacia, of its oak, the size of barrel, everything is important.
Everything's important.
You just can try to find the good combination, the right way.
Absolutely. And so when you're talking about acacia wood, Where do you use acacia wood?
In Malvasija and Rebula.
In Rebula. And then for the Emilio, which is all Tocai Friulano, right?
Tocai Friulano is inside, yes.
And in Slovenian, Sauvignonas?
Sauvignonas, yes, also.
Sauvignonas.
Here is crazy thing about the right name, but I think all wine producers forever will use only Tocai.
Tocai, which, yeah, because when Tocai in Hungary said, no, you can't use that name, everything had to change. So it's in Italy, it's called, is it called Thai in Italy?
No, in Italy, it's just Friulano now.
Friulano. And then over here, it's Sauvignonas. Okay. But it's Tocai Friulano.
Yes. And for this, we use oak barrels.
This is for oak and French oak, or what kind of oak?
Yes, this is French oak of 500 liters.
I told Jure earlier that I want to taste through these wines and not necessarily dive into all of the descriptions, but I can't tell you enough. The difference between these wines is gorgeous. I think it's important when skin fermented wines or orange wine, if they all just taste the same, then you don't ever know where they're from. You don't know what the grape is.
Look, but the problem is that the winemakers use the same yeast, for every kind of variety of wine.
Right.
Then you go on on one industrial wine cellar, you try it, Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Tocai Friulano, it's all the same,
Right.
Here, if you don't use the yeast from the market, just use the yeast from the grapes.
Yeah.
You receive that kind of different things in the varieties.
The different terroir of where they're from. Yeah. That Emilio, the Tocai, is amazing. It's like spicy on the palate.
It is, yes. This is the right Tocai Friulano.
That's the ripe Tocai?
Yeah.
It's a little spicy.
Right taste, right on the nose, everything. This is really, really perfect.
Cool. That is really fun. Malvasija, aromatic and like floral, but so really well balanced, bright and fruity and flowery all at the same time. While the Emilio gets a little bit more kind of spicy and dark and intense, and then Rebula just wonderfully kind of bright and easy, but also full of texture and body. These are cool. Sivi Pinot, this is where Pinot Grigio is fun, because you really get into the beautiful color. And you said this is on 30 days of skins.
Yes, right.
French oak as well?
Yeah, barriques.
Wow. And vintage-wise, so everyone knows, Rebula is the 2019, Malvasija, Emilio, and Stekar. Our current vintages are 2018. 19s will be following soon. And yeah, this is cool. So with Pinot Grigio, because it's a gray grape, it looks more red than it looks white. That's where all this intense color comes from, right?
For this, yes, so you receive that kind of amber color.
Yeah, totally. And that wine for me, it's like, that's like a bowl of fruit with, it's out of all of these, maybe the most focused fruit, that's really vibrant and bright and juicy, mouth-watering acidity, but not like high acidity. It's just kind of this really well-balanced package of stone fruits, like ripe apricots and ripe peaches and all those things together. Is there a style that you look for each year, or do you let the year speak for itself?
The second variety.
the second, because when everything is just natural and happening, it does its own thing. Okay. Man, really, really cool wines. So these are all 100% versions also, right? You do no blends. Okay.
No.
You used to blend a little bit, right? Or no?
Which one?
Maybe the Emilio used to be a blend.
Yes, and the last was, I think, 2014. Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Was blended with Rebula and Pinot Grigio and Tocai. Yeah.
Oh, it was all of those.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
This is really cool too, because if you're looking for an orange wine that is really a wow, look at the color orange wine, the Sivi Pinot is perfect. But then on the palate, it's not why, you know, it's, I mean, it's, I don't want to say it's not wild, but it's not funky. It's you know, these bottles sometimes like come out a little reduced, but they blow off very quickly.
Just needs more little bit of air in the
Of air.
glass, and yes.
Exactly. And then on the palate,
If you're looking on all these kind of bottles, these four white wines, it's organic, it's biological, but the wines are really clear.
super clear. Yeah. What is your philosophy with finding and filtering? Do you fine or filter?
No, I just put from the barrels in the inox tanks before bottling.
Okay.
And just leave that the sediments falling down in months before 20 days, depend of the wine.
And that's it.
Yes, that's
Cool.
it.
Cool. Yeah, because they are all so clean. You can see through them. They're beautiful.
Like,
They're pristine.
probably you can find some fine sediments in the bottles, but this is everything good for drinking.
It's really good for drinking. Yeah, it's perfect. Let's talk about the red wines. So you make Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Merlot.
Yes.
You grow these three grapes because they were planted. How long have these grapes been in the area? Because these are normal grapes to have, right?
This is all French varieties, no?
Right.
But Merlot, it's more done also for our region.
Okay.
And then behind Merlot is near the Cabernet Franc. Then the Cabernet Sauvignon needs more sunny days during the September if you want to produce a really good Cabernet Sauvignon. I think that kind of variety is in this region around 80 years, 70 years, not more.
70 or 80 years?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are all 100%. And do you do different oak for the different grapes?
For Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, we used French oak 500 liters barrels. Yes. And for the Merlot, we use oak from my forest. We dried we dried the wood for 8 years and then gave everything to the person who produced the barrels.
The cooper.
And yes, now we have the Merlot inside.
I don't know if everyone's grasping what that means. So you have your forest, your own oak. It's oak trees, right?
Yes.
And this is Slovenian oak, but
totally
Slovenian oak. When everyone, I always like to make this clear. When people hear Slovenian oak, they actually aren't usually hearing Slovenian oak. In Italy, there's a lot of people use Slovonian oak boti. Slavonia is not Slovenia. Slovenia.
No, it's a region in Croatia.
Yeah, exactly. It's a forest. There's, that kind of goes Croatia and Hungary that it's called Slavonian oak forest. And so all the Italians, when we hear, I think all the time, people are like, oh yeah, it's in big Slovenian oak boti. It's Slavonian oak boti.
Yeah.
And so Slovenian oak, everyone thinks they know, but they don't know. This is actually
totally different. Totally different.
Wow. And tell me, like, how many barrels do you have from your own forest? And do you always making new ones?
I think just seven of 600 liters.
Wow. And will you have more? Like, do you ever cut down?
For now, no, because it's very difficult to produce a lot of barrels with this kind of oak. Because we have a big wind here, and when you dry the wood, it's drying like in this way, no?
I can twist and
yeah.
Right. Interesting. So when you harvested those oak trees, do you cut them into staves right away and then let that age, or do you just take the wood, the whole wood, and let
No,
that?
we cut. We
You
cut.
cut. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then it aged for 8 years before you sent it to a cooper to
Right.
barrels. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
Or a very big commitment, maybe. You know, it's a lot of time. Wow.
Yeah.
So to talk about the Cabernets, Cabernet Franc versus Cabernet Sauvignon, the Cabernet Sauvignon, kind of like that Sivi Pinot, is like a bowl of fruit. It's very juicy. It has, you know, lots of dark brambly berries. And the Cabernet Franc, as one may imagine, is more kind of earthy, spicy, little bit of pyrazинal, kind of that cool green character without being, it's not like Loire Valley Cab Franc, but it's not so far from it either. It has that.
Look, Cabernet Sauvignon is in general is more soft, more how to say, it's totally different about if you're looking Cabernet Franc, totally different, no. Then also the Merlot, it's another way. It's totally different things.
Talk to me about this Merlot. Like, how do you?
Which vintage you have?
Good call. This is so Cabernet Franc is 2017 is our current vintage. Cabernet Sauvignon 2015, and Merlot is 2016.
Ooh, nice vintage, 2016.
Yeah.
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 Was really hot, and I think
I can get
how
that.
how many alcohol is 15?
15%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I wouldn't have known this.
And still have some residual sugar inside, no?
Yeah. How much residual sugar is in this?
Because with natural yeast, it's very difficult that you will receive dry wine inside, no?
Right. There's always something left over.
Yeah, and here was remaining, I think, 3 or 4 grams.
Cool. So just
if I remember the analysis.
Yeah, it's like right at that cusp of tasting like sweet fruit. You know, it doesn't have, it's not like sugary, but it has this really voluptuous sweetness of fruit and that berries and ripe plums, ripe cherries. It's really quite intense.
This wine is for the future, for a long future.
Long future. It can lay down for a very long time. The alcohol is integrated. It feels really nice. It's balanced. The acidity is good. These are cool. Yeah, really cool. So, Jure, thank you. It's great to see you. It's always nice to taste through wines as a whole, and it's really neat to taste your concept while also thinking about the region. I appreciate your time, and everyone, please reach out to me about these wines because they're really special and a really cool way to introduce your customers into Slovenia and into orange wine and into Goriska Brda and into Vina Stekar. Like this is what this guy does. It's your livelihood, and it's amazing.
Bryan, it was my big pleasure, and what can I say? Come to visit our beautiful region.
I want to come stay in the glamping cabins.
Next season.
Great. Well, thank you, my friend, and take care.
Bye to all.
Bye.
Ciao. Ciao.